Well, hello everyone. I'm Rodney Reynolds, and welcome to Wacky Weekends. This is where I actually go through the news. This is just a few feeds here that I get coming in, and of course, I have an Android phone, so it just kind of it pulls in all kinds of information. If you click on something, it thinks you like it, and then it pulls in more information about it. So these are the things that I am interested in for the most part, at least. So let's go through these. We've got a number of things to cover here. I won't be going into any detail on any of these, but I thought this would be fun. My take on it, anyway. NVIDIA serves up free 24% boost in gaming performance. Now, I covered this already. This is their new, I think it's 522.25 driver, and I haven't tried it yet because as of late, NVIDIA drivers, when I do an update, I have a multiple display set up, and for some reason, it always loses my center screen, and I'm not exactly. I've tried to diagnose the issue, but I can't seem to find out what the problem is. I have to restart a few times for it to come back and stuff. So, my suggestion for installing video card drivers. Oh my God, this video is going to be so long. This is not going to be within 60 seconds. Oh well. What I do, sometimes I don't, but this is what you should do. You should, when you're installing video card drivers, you should remove them completely and then install them right from the ground. Remove them, restart, and then install the new ones and restart, and hopefully everything is okay. Like I said, I have not tried the new drivers from NVIDIA. And the boost, by the way, is not in all games. That's very clear from the videos that I've seen. It's just in some of the games, like, for example, Assassin's Creed, Valhalla, and which I've played, which is awesome, and Cyberpunk, which I've played in the past. I'm waiting to play it again when release patches 1.7 is released. I'll play it again. Maybe go through that. Who knows? Maybe I'll do a I don't know, a playthrough. I'm doing City Skylines right now, but yeah, don't want to take out too much stuff because there's other things to do in life besides game. So, and these are DirectX 12 games as well. So that's that. That's the first article here. My goodness, Putin. Don't get me started on this guy. I'm not exactly sure why we're letting this guy still run around doing what he's doing. I have no idea in 2022 why this person even exists, and I know dictators like him exist all over the planet, and it just baffles me, to be honest. I don't know why democratized countries really allow this stuff to happen. Why NATO allows this stuff to happen in the world? It's mind-boggling. I'm sure if honestly Russians had their way, certainly they would get rid of him, and other countries would as well. Who the heck wants a dictator anymore? And for that matter, who wants any kind of monarchy anymore? Who wants all that nonsense? You still need law and order, and you still need a system which works, but you don't need to have this happening. And this is exactly what happens when you let dictators decide to do whatever they want to do. And of course, Biden is talking Armageddon, which is not good at all. I mean, I grew up in the 80s, and back then, it was it wasn't a crazy time where you were hiding underneath tables because you were going to get nuked or something. But there was a Cold War going on, and I mean, it was a little scary. And a lot of the movies and content at that time was like Mad Max and Terminator and all that kind of stuff. So it was all a lot of it was doom and gloom, but it different times certainly back then. This is a lady who's on TikTok. I don't have much to say about that. I'm on TikTok too, but I see people on there Well, they're just talking, I guess, which is okay about a lot of stuff, which I do myself. So I can't, I'm a hypocrite that way, right? I'm not on there though, because you see, actually, the majority of stuff that's on TikTok is how to make money. Oh, you can try this and this, try the trends, and you can try this, make $700,000 in 2 weeks, and all of this nonsense. So don't, it's just nuts. Anyway, this lady is talking about something relevant. It's I haven't watched the video, I don't know, but she's saying that now 50% plus tip is standard tip. Oh my, the world, honestly, we will recorrect ourselves. I'm not an all doom and gloom kind of guy. I'm a realist, but still, we will correct ourselves at some point in the future. But it would seem that the planet is going into a deep, dark pit. Um, I don't know what exactly is happening. Maybe people are becoming so individualistic individuals. They're so independent, and they're so anti-social in the sense of being together as a group, and everyone is kind of like in their own little bubble, and they have no attention spans anymore, and we're just and everything's becoming so expensive, and it would seem that no one cares about anyone else. With housing prices and landlords and all this kind of stuff, it's like no one really, in actually first world countries, seems to care about anyone else. Companies, don't care about their customers. Ultimately, if we don't care about each other and don't want to be around each other and don't want to socialize together and all that kind of stuff, society eventually will collapse because families will collapse. But I've gone completely off tangent, haven't I? Whoa. Okay, so a 50% tip is insane. You know what I do when I leave a tip? It's usually 10 to 20%. And that, I think, is very fair. That's a fair tip. A 50% tip is insane. I understand that, if you're a waitress or a waiter or a waiter, waitress-ish person, I don't know what exactly you would call them. Certainly can't call them. I'm not even going to say it. So I don't, a 50% tip is ridiculous. That's just, well, why don't you just get a 1,000% tip? That's fair, right? Oh my God. Anyway, don't get me started on tips because, tips are great, and they're basically a reward for the waiters and waitresses. And I know it's a hard job, and I would not want to do it. So that's why I give a tip. However, if it's completely a total disaster when I go to the restaurant, well, that's completely different. And by the way, I do not eat out a lot. It's not healthy. That's why I don't do it. And well, obviously, it costs a whole bunch now as well. I mean, I had a burger there a couple of months ago, and I believe it cost me $40. $40 for, I mean, we're talking a pretty disgusting burger. $40. I could make one and sell it for $1,000 in that case, because this burger, I'm not going to mention the restaurant because there's no point. They're all like it now. I had a burger, just a normal like burger kind of meal with fries and some kind of nonsense on the side, and a little big plate, little tiny burger. I don't like McDonald's. I was going to say McDonald's is better, but McDonald's is certainly not better. But I mean, at McDonald's, at least it's $6, $10 or whatever, which is gone up tremendously as well. But yeah, I mean, the cost of eating out has skyrocketed along with everything else. So everyone wants a little bit. And from what I understand, I don't know if we're going to cover this in this particular, maybe grocery stores will start to come up here, but grocery stores and other companies are making massive profits. Massive profits. So they're being greedy. They're taking advantage. They're taking advantage of people. It's not the right thing to do at all. It's just completely and utterly, they're on this train that's going forward. That's just, it's. I mean, look at this: a block of butter. The last time that I saw, I think the highest price was $8.99 or $9.99. It's Canadian. So for one block of this is butter. This is a staple in my opinion. Just like bread and a lot of other things. And of course, taxes have gone up and all the rest of it. I won't get into that, but everything. What I'm saying is everything has become so expensive, and it would seem that they're saying it's because of the pandemic and all the supply chains and the industry, and it's all affected, and because of that, everything's going up, and the companies are, a lot of them are making astronomical profits, right? So there's the fortunate, who are the companies who are doing extremely well, and there are some that are not. I get that, and there's some brick and mortar stores that have been completely annihilated by online companies like Amazon, and that's another topic that, if you get me started on it, I'll talk for hours about it, because there's certain good things about it, but there's certain inherently over time, I think it's going to be catastrophic, the effects of online shopping and all the rest of it, to us, to the consumers themselves, to the world, to the environment, to for so many other reasons. But anyway, let's move on. We've only covered 3 topics so far, and I don't think we have many more to go. This is like a mini news feed here. Some of them I will not be covering because, well, they're just boring. But okay, so this lady is apparently, ay ay ay. I'm told my work outfits are inappropriate because I wear shirts without pants. So she's going to work only wearing a shirt, and she has no pants on. I guess she has underwear on. Okay, so but this reads, the rest of it reads, but I don't care. This is the renounding attitude for a lot of people these days. I don't care. I'm going to do what I want to do, and screw the system, screw orders, screw the rules, screw it all. Too bad. If you don't like it, I guess yeah, I'll file a grievance or something, or I'll leave, or whatever. I don't know, but it's kind of nuts what's going on. I can't even imagine owning a company with having employees these days. I can't even imagine the stresses between the unions and between a lot of people these days. Not everyone, but a lot of people. Very righteous, very righteous. And I'm not condescending this lady in particular. I'm just saying, as a general rule now, it would seem that people, as soon as they step foot into a company, they have more rights. I mean, I spoke to a VP of a company, and he was saying that companies don't need unions anymore, because why do you need unions when labor laws well, I'm in Canada, but not all countries are like this, but labor laws are so strong, and just the way that society is going these days. I mean, you know, employees now are kind of like they, in a way, they dictate to the company how they want to do it. Their shifts, their clothes, the way that they conduct themselves. So it didn't used to be that way, not for me anyway. When I was going through, you kind of suck it up and do it, and you learn things from it. You learn things from chaos. And obviously, if you have a bad manager or a bad company, you just get, you just leave, you get out of there, and you go to the next one. But yeah, this is extremely righteous. This is something that doesn't even make sense. And imagine if a guy did this. Imagine if a guy came into a company with no pants on. Can you even imagine? If that happened? What would be said about it? Oh my goodness gracious! Oh. So I don't know what's going on here exactly. I have not read the whole article, but I did go into it actually and have a quick peek. But yeah, it seems pretty insane to me. Microsoft Direct Storage with GPU decompression finally on its way. Okay, I don't know a whole lot about this, but it looks interesting. You guys can comment more on that if you want to. Okay, so this is about a lady bearing her breasts. That's always well, it's always eye catchy, for sure. It'll grab some hits and some views. The best place to put your Wi-Fi router for the highest speed, well, I can tell you that right now. It's in the middle of your office or home. Don't put it in the basement. A lot of carriers or companies, up here it's Rogers and Dell and a few others, but well, that's pretty much it. They come in and they install modems in the basement or something, and it doesn't really work. If you have a 2 or 3 story house, you install it on the last story up, then of course you're not going to be coverage in the basement and whatnot. So middle, right? Middle. That's it. Middle. And then if you don't have coverage beyond that, you'll have to buy extenders and the rest of it. Some of this stuff I'm not qualified to talk on it. I won't. VR. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is going to be, I think, a path to hell for a lot of people. I don't even want to get into this stuff, honestly, because I think it's going to be, you're going to get lost in this world. And everyone's going to become even more antisocial than they are now. I mean, you'll be able to do things, make things, live in things. I actually read an article lately about some guy. Every day, he's literally every minute of every day, he's living in a VR world. You know, uh, I don't know. You talk about owning a part of the VR world too. You like your little house in that particular world. Virtual reality. I don't know. Fundamental. I'm not against technology by no stretch of the imagination. Obviously, because that's kind of where I came from. I mean, in a lot of respects, I always loved technology. I still do. I just some of it scares the hell out of me, like quantum computing. But this is another one that scares the hell out of me. I don't know about you guys, but what's this one? Listen to this high-pitched people repelling. What? I don't know what that's about. Maybe they're scaring away people. Shrill sound. Placed under. Oh, someone has placed some kind of a siren or something underneath a bridge. Oh, who knows what's going on there? It could be some guy in TikTok or something playing a joke, or who knows. Everything's going on these days. 10 cool gadgets. Yeah, lots of cool gadgets out there. She-Hulk. I don't know if that's released or going to be released. Not. I have to say, I don't know about you guys, but I'm not really interested in watching that. I loved Hulk though. I did love Hulk when I was growing up. I had, little green men. I had lots of Hulks. I actually, he's one of my probably favorites. Probably more so than Superman. The first Hulk movie that was released, I thought it was great. Looking at it back now, it kind of looks a little bit kooky and corny. And I actually seen some previews of She-Hulk. It looks really tacky to me, but anyway, that's just me. This is more doom and gloom here. Pedestrian struck. This is for my area. Judge sentences BC teen online to 13 years in prison. Not sure what that is about. Oh, this is a guy probably that was. Well, let me see what's going on here. A Dutchman convicted of harassing and extorting a BC teen, 13 years. Yeah, the world is crazy. Like I said, a lot of stuff I'm going to skip. Someone's reviewing something. My goodness, people are bugging me to do reviews. There's tons of reviewers out there. They can have all the headaches of reviewing. I might get back into it at some point, but probably not. Gas prices dropping. Oh, that's lovely. Doesn't matter anyway, because what will happen is they'll just reduce production, and that will increase demand, and that will increase price. So, all right, Windows 95. Yeah, okay. Here you go. Yeah, 13th gen Intel core CPUs. It goes on and on, and of course it will go on and on forever. Dual universe review. I don't even know about that. I have to check that out. Ooh, look at this. People in power abusing it. Who would have thunk? Ticket fixing scheme. An ex-city of Toronto court clerk. Wow. Oh boy. The money, I guess they were. Yeah. All kinds of stuff happening, Sports, I don't. That's something I don't follow. I never really had the time to get into it. I mean, between leaving high school, going to university, and then having a family, and just other interests and other hobbies, I never really got into it. I know a lot of women complain. A lot of women are into sports as well, but a lot of women complain about men who are always into sports and spending money and always, watching TV or watching sports and stuff. It's fine. It's a hobby, whatever you like. Nothing against sports. I play sports, or I played sports. I don't play sports like I used to. I used to be in hockey and all the rest of it. I love it. It's good stuff. Trump, yeah, okay, that's another topic. The Rock. Who doesn't like The Rock? Okay. Annoyed. Here we go. Here's another bunch of nonsense. Banks just, oh boy, make more money. Here we go. More and more money. Fees. Credit cards. If you own a credit card now, apparently every single company just about is going to start charging fees. So if you get your monthly bill taken out of your, if you use your credit card to pay for your monthly bill, then they're going to charge fees on top of it. Of course, fees upon fees, and everyone wants a little piece of that pie, right? 50% tips. Yeah, it's all keep going this way. See where we end up. Beast mode. 4090, that's all I hear. 4090. But it looks like a good car. Just insanely expensive. Like, I think I bought a used car back in the day for less than what this thing sells. It's nuts. It's absolutely crazy. And actually, with the new NVIDIA drivers that are coming out for the RTX cars, if you own a 3000 series video card, I would hold off on this. Honestly, hold off on it if you can. If you're hand over fist money, you can buy me one too. But you can get one and enjoy it for sure. Of course, I would. I just don't want to spend $2,000 or $3,000 on a new system. I usually every 3 or 4 years I get a new system anyway, so I'll try and sell the old one. Fraud. Mortgage. Yes, I was reading an article about this the other day. Mortgage fraud caught on camera. Yeah, well, no kidding. You don't think mortgage fraud is going on? The real estate market has been basically, I don't know, it's just been a cash cow. It's just completely, a money train. Total, absolute money train. And when there's a money train like that, probably more lucrative than drugs. So it's marketplaces. This is another wonderful show. I don't watch it a whole lot, but they have a lot of information, and they do a lot of investigations and a lot of stuff. 649. Oh gosh, that would be. I'm so jealous. That would be so nice to win money, and tons of money. I would retire. I would just, settle, go to a small little island somewhere, and relax. And that's it. That's all there is. That's all there is. Until another day, which whenever that will be, who knows. Well, again, I'm Rodney Reynolds, and I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, thumb it up. If you want to see more of this, I'll do more of it. Otherwise, I will not do more of it. This is just a brief overview, again, of some news articles that I follow. I have more of them. I go through a bunch of news every single day just to keep up. Do you guys try and keep up, or are you completely out of the loop? That's something else that I find. I find it very, very difficult to have a super intelligent, engrossing conversation with people these days in general. Not everyone's like this, but in general. When I find somebody like that, I love them, because I love these interactions with people who know. I mean, I'm not saying that I'm, like off the charts when it comes to intelligence and knowing what's going on in the world, but I try at least do my best to follow what's going on in the world, the good and the bad, and at least I can have a conversation about it and understand what's going on outside, your room or your house or whatever, right? It's important to know what's going on in the world, and you can't know it all. There's too much information out there, and to be honest, a lot of stuff that's being pushed on your phones and news and stuff is a lot of stuff that's, I mean, if you're looking into a lot of doom and gloom, you're going to be pushed more doom and gloom, right? If you're looking into positive stuff, you're going to push you more positive stuff. I tend to go all over the place, positive, negative, news, and I tend to get a mix of a lot of good and bad stuff. So the bad stuff, well, it's always going to be bad stuff happening. A lot of people say, well, I don't watch the news, I don't listen, I don't read the news, I don't look at any news stuff. I get, because it's all negative. Well, yeah, it's negative, but it's what's going on in the world, and you don't necessarily dismiss it, but what can you do about it? You can't do much about it. It's interesting. Okay, what's going on. I mean, I'm sure there's people in the world that have no idea what's going on with Russia and Ukraine right now. I'm not kidding you. There's people that they have no idea where chicken comes from. I mean, they just don't. They're completely and utterly out of the loop. How long is this video? This is really too long. If you're still here, that's amazing. Congratulate yourself. Pat yourself on the back. Anyway, if you like this, thumb it up, because I will do more. Otherwise, I won't. This is a bit of a rambling video. So that's it from me. I am out. This is Saturday. It's raining here. It's not great outside. So, I'm just chilling inside in the warm. And, winter is coming, which is, I don't really like the winter that much. I'm in Canada, so I should be used to it by now. But, the snow and ice, and I don't mind cold weather, but it's just a lot to deal with when you're out and about in it. So that's going to be a wrap for me. So remember, hit the bell. That's, you'll get notified when I release a new video, and subscribe and like, and consider becoming a Patreon as well. The links are all in the description below. See you in the next one.